Hi, Mermaid Junkies. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I missed you. Oh my gosh, I missed you. I don't know what took me so long to get back to doing videos. Um, but thank you to all my new subscribers. I think in a couple of days I've gotten close to 100 more subscribers, which is really super cool. Just cool because I feel like our little Mermaid Junkie community, our shoal family, is growing and expanding, and it just makes me super excited, right? So obviously, you know how I always use my own personal life experiences that I'm going through or experiencing. These contrasting moments causes me to reflect and see where I don't have such a great energy going on, or if I'm not recognizing something. Well, last week, you know what, I'm not even gonna give the reasons why, like, because I was gonna say, oh, the reason that I didn't do videos is because I wasn't feeling very well, and well, I mean, that is true, but I don't know, you guys probably don't want to hear my excuses anyway. But also, like, I was really having a difficult time. And I don't know, do you guys ever get like that where you can't put your finger on it, and you're just not having like a really good, like really nice energy flow every day? And it wasn't because I didn't meditate or anything. Like, I just don't know what it was. I think maybe it was just my thought process, and sometimes, you know, those old beliefs kind of trickle in, you know, and not make me, but cause me to go down this like little, you know, rabbit hole, so to speak. And it's like, I got it. Or I should say swim, you know, it's like a whirlpool effect. And so I have to try and swim get myself back out of it. But anyway, would love to tell you a couple of things, little announcements. If you've tried to go on my website, RaquelCarter.com, I had the complete thing shut down. And this is one of the things that stemmed because I think what was happening is, beautiful redbirds, like all in the tree. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Anyway, I'm so sorry. But one of the things that stemmed this particular video, or encouraged this particular video, is that last week I was getting ready to post a blog post, because I think I had told you guys I kind of wanted to start embedding my videos, my YouTube videos, into my own channel so that it would help traffic and things like that, you know, like SEO stuff, right? Website stuff. And so I go to post, right? So I log into my, my account, and it was completely gone. Like, my entire website was gone. And so I had no clue what had happened. Well, what had happened was, long story short, I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus or anything like that, and so I'm not going to go there, but it made me start to think, is the universe trying to tell me something? Like, because I feel like as time changes, obviously as time progresses on, things change. You know, my entire life is completely different from the way that it was a year and a half ago even. And so I had this beautiful blog for several years, paid a lot of money to have it built, right? But because I'm on a new path and everything, I felt like every time I would log in to do a blog post, I was like, what is wrong? I don't understand. The website is beautiful. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it was my, particular design that I said I wanted the web designer to create, right? And so I felt like every time I would log in, I felt disheveled, like anxiety kind of was starting to happen to me every time. And like there was this momentum, and every time I would log in to go do a blog post, I felt scatterbrained. And so I was like sitting there trying to meditate. So I meditated last week, and I put these set intentions out. And I even went to the lake and kind of basked in all these beautiful things and was trying to understand, like, this is before I realized, right? This is before I realized that my blog, my website was completely gone. And so I had no clue, like, because hardly do I ever log into my own account, right? Unless I'm trying to find something or something like that. Like, I just don't normally go to it unless I'm logging in or, you know, answering comments or something. Well, I didn't realize it, but I was, you know, really frustrated. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm frustrated about my website. It's beautiful. I've tried to redefine certain particular things like the about page and, you know, the blog headers and all that kind of stuff, the drop downs and all that kind of crap, right? And so I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what's going on. So I didn't think anything else about it, but I was just like, you know, universe, please guide me, because I have these books coming out, and now I've, you know, technically labeled myself as, you know, an illustrator and an author. And so I'm like, okay, so do I maybe need to, you know, I just didn't know what was happening. And so I'm like, I don't know. So I just kind of put it out into the universe, and then I was like, you know, I'll get my answer whenever the time is right. So fast forward like a week and a half later, I'm logging in to go do a blog post. Once again, I'm feeling like, I really want to do a blog post, but I feel all over the place and I don't know where to begin and blah, 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 right? So, maybe this would be another video. You know what? Maybe I'll just go ahead and do this video about, you know, everything happens for a reason, right? And so, anyway, everything happens for a reason. So fast forward like a week to a week and a half, I'm not realizing that I'm not getting any email for like a week, right? Because I had numerous accounts that were from my ex. And so those, I guess, were all conglomerated into different inboxes and stuff. And I never checked those inboxes, so I just didn't really pay attention to it much, you know? And so, anyway, like I said, I go to log in. Nowhere. It sends me to the GoDaddy page that says, cannot be found. Results cannot be found. And I'm sitting there starting to panic because I had so much material on that website, like all the way back to 2007 probably. So that's how many years, you guys? Almost 10 years. And so, you know, it's transformed in so many ways, the blog has, but I just felt like there was some kind of sense. Have you ever had that happen to you where you know you need to let certain things go, but you just can't bring yourself to do it? And like, you're like, okay, so I'm going to lose, you know, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And so it was a really big ordeal, like months and months ago, when I was trying to have everything transferred back over to not back over, but over to a new domain, because I wanted to change everything to my maiden name. Just because, I mean, maybe you could call it insecurity or whatever, but I just wanted to have, like, no one can take my name. Does that make any sense? Like, no one can ever take my name. And like just like Martha Stewart or any branding specialist will probably tell you, you know, to use your maiden name if you're a woman, because no one can ever take your name and there's not any issues. Now, long story short, I didn't realize that because, you know, I'm not thinking ever in my life that I was probably going to get divorced or whatever. Well, I kind of was, but anyway. Well, let me just omit that. But anyway, so as far as like a branding strategist, I was thinking, okay, do I need to like reinvent like everything, like recreate an entire new website, blah, blah, blah. So that had been one of my thoughts too. So when I log in and it tells me to go to GoDaddy, well, I call GoDaddy and they say, oh, you know, billing and everything went to my ex-husband. And I was not informed that that the billing, you know, statement had come out. I didn't realize that my email, everything was attached to my GoDaddy account, my domain name, everything, right? So, anyway, I'm not here to blame people or anything like that of the nature, because it actually has been a blessing in disguise, which that is what I want this video to be all about, is that everything happens for a reason. And I'm so appreciative of this, because what it made me realize is when you have no other options, there's only one option, that's to go forward, right? And so I thought that was the universe, I feel like, in a way, giving me permission or helping me to flow into this whole ease of creating an entire new website, have it be a website that has all of my art on it, because basically that is what I'm doing, is basically reinventing myself, and so to speak, you know, especially with the launch of my books coming out next year. And I really want to have, like, I was really wanting this new face for my blog too. And I think, actually, I don't think, I know that's exactly what was happening, is that it was the old, that was a part of the old Raquel, and I was kind of hanging on to that, you know, in a sense of like all that old material. I mean, because basically the only new stuff that I felt good about was probably the last 4 posts or something. And so I was like, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity for me to reinvent myself as far as like with my career and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And so, you know, I mean, now, mind you, the old probably, or someone that sees this, a person that would not be in alignment or not follow like law of attraction would be devastated and think, oh, this is, you know, this is a horrible thing, and I can't believe this happened, and da 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 da, and you're like, you know, you get all worked up and everything about it. But I really believe everything happens for a reason, and I know that was the universe kind of showing me the way of like, see, you were wanting to do something different anyway, Raquel, and now you're going to be able to create your entire website, and it's going to be all of your beautiful art, and you'll have no attachments to any of your past or anything like that. This is it's another part of my journey and my transformational tale. And so if there's anything I want to do is encourage you to always try to see that beautiful side of the ebbs and flows of life, and how everything, you know, and I look at it like the ocean, you know, the upwellings of an ocean, because you think, you know, you always have the tide to come in and always the tide to go out, right? And you always have these ebbs and flows. But in order to have the flows, you have to have the ebbs, right? And just like with upwelling, you know, an upwelling just, well, the basic definition of an upwelling is the ocean actually, you know, the waves actually, it's all of the energy from the bottoms of the ocean that are stirring, and like, you know, all of the garbage from, you know, the animals using the bathroom. I know that kind of sounds gross, but I'm explaining to you in detail what actually an upwelling is. And there's a metaphor in this, is that it takes all of the stuff that's laying on the bottom of the ocean and continually brings it to the surface. And that's how it completely regenerates itself all of the time. And so see, it's using all of those, like you would necessarily kind of think like, ugh, it's like all of the, you know, everything that's gross from like the animals and the mammals. I mean, everything in the ocean that's using the bathroom, everything that lands on the bottom, the algae, everything, it uses all of that garbage basically to create beauty and to bring that all up into, you know, to the surface, and the waves create that beautiful, it keeps it majestically moving in the right direction. And I just think that that's how life is. You know, you can look at it like it's a bunch of crap and like you need to get rid of it, but it actually it's the universe using itself to cleanse itself continually. And I think that's such a beautiful metaphor for life, actually. So when you get crappy stuff that happens to you, always know that there is a beautiful hidden message behind it. And so I hope this encouraged you to see things, see contrasting moments in your life that way. And I'm so happy to be back with you. I missed you so much. And I'm so thrilled that I have you guys as my Shoal family and my wonderful, wonderful mermaid junkies. And so I love you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, I'm yours until my next swim. Ciao!